Today we're going to talk about press releases and all things related to press releases and how you can use it to promote your brand in your local service area. Let's get into it.
This isn't just any podcast. This is your secret weapon for dominating the market.
This is the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast, and this is your host, Sean McMean.
Welcome to episode 26 of Restoration Marketing Secrets. I'm your host, Sean McMean, and today we are going to talk about all things press releases. What is a press release? Press release is basically you or somebody you know writing an article about your business, about your brand, about the services you offer, about your anniversary of your business, about a job that you completed, and using that to promote those areas that I just talked about, and then having that press release picked up by either local news companies or like newspapers or TV stations, or even national syndications like Google News and Yahoo Finance and national PR syndication companies. And so what is the purpose of a press release? Really, the purpose of the press release is to get traffic to your website and to share information about your company that Google will index and then relate that information back to your company. And it's all about, nowadays, it used to be used heavily for backlinks. Not so much anymore. Really, it's about social awareness and social signals about that press release. And Google will index or view that page, the press release, on a news website or a local news website. And then it will follow those links on those pages to your properties, whether it's your Google Maps listing or whether it's a service page on your website or job that you posted. And you can then get value from that. You'll get trust signals from the press release. And we utilize this for each and every one of our clients. So whenever one of our clients do a job, we turn it into a case study, publish that case study on their website, and then promote that case study through a press release that then links to their website and to their Google Maps listing. And it creates this kind of sort of spider web effect that helps establish those trust or authority signals that it's sort of like social proof, where I always relate it back to the easiest way analogy, I guess, or reference is to Amazon.com. And it all started with the reviews, right? So reviews on Google and reviews on Amazon, where you see the yellow stars, right? And so that's social proof. That means somebody else recommended this and they gave a scoring on it. Same thing holds true if you have content about your business published on another website that then links back to your website. It gives you that social proof, and it helps even better if that content published on that press release website is actually getting traffic, and then they click on it and goes to your site. So all of those things are things that Google will track and help build authority for your domain name and specific pages on your website. Now, that's talking like wider press release distribution systems or softwares that do this. And we have invested heavily into this software in order to publish this out to 100 plus news outlets and get picked up and help with SEO signals. Now, press releases also work on a local level. So let's say your team, you've been in business for 10 years. You can have a press release written about your company and then submit this to your local newspapers, local TV stations, and these departments are always looking for content that they don't have to necessarily write. Now, clearly, it has to be written in a way that is professional, is grammar checked, spell checked, all of those things. And if you do that, you make it super easy for them, they're more likely to pick it up. You can look at your local newspapers, or if anybody subscribes to newspapers anymore, a lot of it's digital, but there are a lot of small town local newspapers that typically are owned by a larger conglomerate, but they're still local people gathering those news stories up, right? And so you can just call the company and ask for, hey, I would like to, send you an article about my company. We've been in business for 10 years and we'll write it for you and everything. How does that work? And just kind of play like, I don't know what I'm talking about, but most of these companies will have a, press release at, news.com or whatever it is, that you can email it to, and you address it to whom it concerns at the newspaper and give them, it's all spelled out. There's like a specific format that you want to use for that. So that way they can reference. You want to have quotes in there. You want to have, like, don't overload it with links or keywords or, all of that garbage. That's not going to help you. And if you have a photo, even better. You have a photo of your team. That's great. You could also do it for a big job that you won. I was just talking to one of our clients today, and he actually, I've talked about him before on here, Jim. I got a revised number for him for a job that he got off of the marketing efforts that we do for him. Selfless plug there. But it was a $2.3 million job. Now, he's dealing with insurance payout issues on this, right? Lawyers involved, all of those type of things, asterisks all around it. But that's what the invoice is for. And he that's a job that we're going to promote for him. We've already done videos on it and done all of those things that will help promote it and establish those authority signals and trust signals related to that press release. You can publish these press releases on a national level. You can publish them on a local level, your local news stations, those types of things. And again, they're always looking for content that they don't have to write, and they need filler content of local newsworthy stories. And so they will gladly pick up these stories like that. And if they didn't pick it up one week, then email it back to them again. It might not have fit into that run or whatever. So don't just give up on that. And the local news companies are more likely to give you what's called a backlink or what's called a do follow backlink versus a no follow backlink. Do follow backlink means it's pushing power from that website or the news company's website to your website. A no follow means it's telling Google, don't follow that link. It's a link, but don't follow it. Don't give it any weight. Now, you want to do both. And again, this episode is not about linking strategies or anything like that, but you want to have both types of links coming into your website, because Google will follow the do follow and the no follow, but it's just not going to pass any sort of authority if it has a no follow signal on there. And so, newspapers, TV stations, if there's organizations that your company volunteers to help, like Girls and Boys Club or BNI chapter or anything in your area, local food pantry, you can put together an article, and a lot of times they'll have blogs on there. And you can say how nice it was to help out, volunteer at the local food pantry. We highly recommend other people. And see if that food pantry or that organization will post that on their website and give you a link back to your website. And all these little things, are they going to get you 20 jobs tomorrow? No. But this is about a comprehensive strategy to help build your brand long-term for your company. And this is not fluff. This is stuff that actually will promote your brand. And it's something that I truly believe that everybody needs to be doing. But if you're below $500,000 in revenue, I wouldn't focus on this that much. I'd have somebody else do it as a part of a simplified SEO strategy for you. Now, if you're a larger company, yes, you need to have a comprehensive strategy to do press releases and to promote your company and promote your brand within your area and at a wider regional level too. If that's your goal, to have a major brand within the area. And this is one of those strategies that will help you do that. So again, press releases are an effective tool, but you don't have to be sending them out every single week or every single day. We typically will send out 2 per month for our clients, sometimes 3 and 4, depending on if there's case studies or special occasions that warrant one of them. But two press releases a month is good. One would be a starting point. And you can find press release services online. Just be careful, like, that they don't look too shady looking, because there's a lot of these fake ones out there. But you could search out like press releases, publish a press release. And there's plenty of companies out there that I'm not going to recommend a specific one, but that will help you either write it and put it together, or it will actually do the whole thing for you, or you could just submit your article and have it published. They typically cost starting around $100 a piece to do it at a wide scale level. Local news companies, they won't charge you anything for it. They're just looking for articles to fill up space in their paper, typically. And if you're an advertiser with that newspaper, even better. But you don't necessarily have to get promoted in there. I wouldn't say send send this newspaper every little press release every month. But big occasions, like anniversaries of the business, or that you helped raise money for something, or that the owner is retiring and somebody's buying the business, or whatever that may be, those are all legit occasions for that. So that is all I've got to say about press releases. Again, this is episode 26 of Restoration Marketing Secrets. If you have any questions about press releases, feel free to reach out to me at restorationmarketing.com. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have related to it. For now, this is Sean McMean, and I will chat with you next episode.
You've been listening to the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast. Sean's not here to just talk the talk. He's walked the walk. With a track record of helping over 70 damage restoration companies and engaging in over 500 conversations with industry owners, he's seen it all. From digital marketing triumphs to the most ingenious growth hacks, he's got the keys to the kingdom, and he's sharing them with you. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, for more, hit the website at restorationmarketing.com. See you next time on the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast.